Ja, herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Ausgabe SI-Talk. Bin nach wie vor in München. Bei mir ist Torex Gold, die Gabriela Sanchez. Schöner Name, schöner spanischer Name. Und ich kenne sie schon von früh, wir wissen nur nicht blöderweise woher. Aber jetzt geht es ja auch um Torex. Und Torex ist bereits in Produktion. Der Marcus Moser hat auch diese Firma schon gesagt, die sollen sie mir unbedingt anschauen oder sie sollen sich unbedingt anschauen. Deswegen habe ich gedacht, nütze ich gleich die Chance und mache gleich ein Interview. Gabriela, Marcus Moser, ein interview before I say I must look to your company. He is one of his top picks. So why Marcus believe in you?
I think, Torex is an intermediate producer. We are already in production, we have a very strong balance sheet, and we have lots of growth potential. Mainly we have a beautiful asset, a high-grade asset that is managed by a group of people that is like me, with lots of gray hair, that we have been in the industry for a while, operators through and through, and we are not afraid to innovate either socially or with technology. Mm-hmm. So lots of potential to grow, good producer, great balance sheet. I think those are key things that are interesting for investors.
Okay, that's is it good to summarize, but we go now a little bit deeper. What does mean you say high grade?
We currently are mining from 2 open pits and 1 underground mine. The 2 open pits are 2.7 grams per ton grade. For open pits, they are considered amongst the richest in the world. On the subsill, which is the underground portion, we are the reserve grade is about 10.9 grams per ton. So again, always underground, you want them to be higher grade, but this is a more than beautiful high grade.
Absolutely. Okay, high grade. I can't really say it's really high grade. Area. Which area we talk?
We are talking about Mexico, southwest Mexico, in the state of Guerrero. You know, Mexico has been mining forever. They have very clear regulations, very stable country. They have a new government, so some people are concerned about what's going to happen, but mining is very important to Mexico. More than 5 million people depend on mining directly or indirectly. So, and the area where we are is called Guerrero, the state of Guerrero, which gets very bad reputation and bad headlines sometimes. But we are off the beaten path. We're in an area that's very quiet, that has been very poor for many years, and now we're bringing opportunities and job and employment to the people.
What the size of the production? This
year, our guidance is between 325,000 to 350,000 ounces at very low cost. As of September, we had already produced 257,000 ounces, so we are well on track. Between 2019 and 2023, we're expected to produce an average of 430,000 ounces of gold.
And what is the all-in cost or the cash cost?
The all-in cost in the long term over the life of mine is in the low 700s.
Wow. So you make also with this gold price a good margin.
We have a very good margin. So we're good for all seasons of gold. Mm-hmm. If it gets colder, we're good still. Of course, if it goes up, we just make more money.
You say you have a strong balance sheet. What does mean? Do you have debt on the balance sheet?
Oh, we do, definitely do. Mm-hmm. When we decided to build this mine, we had a capex of $800 million. Mm-hmm. So we raised half of the money with equity and half of the money with a loan with 5 banks, ING, Societe Generale, we had Commonwealth Bank of Australia, Bank of Montreal, and Scotiabank in Toronto. So they gave us $400 million basically. We have paid $40 million this year. We're paying a little bit more. But we have $130 million in the balance sheet right now, the cash.
Okay, and what is the yearly cash flow, what you produce?
You may help me here do the math. 400,000 ounces at gold
at 300 or 600, what do you pay? Okay, that's 120 million around. Wow. Yep. That's mean 1-1. So your cash flow is nearly one to the debt. So it's really really good shape.
Yes, and we want to pay that debt as soon as we can. Obviously, if gold price goes up, great. We can pay it faster than we.
Okay, this is your existing mine with the market cap. You are fairly have a good valuation, not a good valuation, your cheap valuation with the existing thing. But you said before that you have also growth potential. So
Correct.
what is the growth potential?
It comes from different sources. From the sub-sale, that rich underground deposit that I mentioned is still open in several directions. We just announced some drill results that indicate that there's lots of potential to find more of the same kind of ore. Then the next project that comes, once the first open pits are depleted, we have Media Luna, which is 10 kilometers away. Currently, we have inferred resources in excess of 7 million ounces of gold equivalent. It comes with gold, but also 1% copper and like 25 grams of silver. This is a big deposit. We have 7 million ounces of gold equivalent, but that's only in 1/3 of the whole magnetic that we are targeting. So that could be producing gold for generations to come, and that's without having to go anywhere to buy new deposits or to replace our reserves. It's all organic growth. It's within our property. We can process all that ore in our current plant. We would add a flotation circuit. So for the copper stuff or something? Flotation circuit to get the copper. So it's not that we have to build a brand new plant. It was 10 kilometers away. It's pretty doable.
Okay, and do you have any numbers what maybe this new stage cost for capex to set up the circle and so on?
It's about $496 million to develop it. After tax IRR of 27%. And for this particular mine, we're developing in-house a new technology. Many companies talk about new innovation. Well, our kind of innovation is not about automation. It's about designing and building a new kind of mining system that would allow us to save on capex, save on opex, and save dramatically on the time to production. If this system is proven, then we can use it for the feasibility study to develop Media Luna, and the IRR after tax could go from 27% to 46%.
Wow, 46. Wow.
So we're very hopeful that this mining system will work. We're putting lots of it's our CEO actually who developed this system. He's a miner. He knows mining systems. He's been working in mines his whole life. So it's a very interesting product that I think we will be happy to share.
So when we can expect some results out of
we
this?
We just finished building the first machine that's going to be tested at one of our smaller deposits at the site. It's built in Canada, and it's being shipped probably in the next couple of weeks to Mexico. So early in the year, next year, we should be in a position to test that first machine. The next few gen machines will be produced in the first 6 months of next year, and hopefully we can complete the testing of those machines late next year.
So that's mean, to summarize this, everything is you have a very good existing production, high grade, really high grade, open pit over 2 grams, underground over 10 grams is really high grade, but that's not all. The growth potential is coming out from a new technology, and you have in your areas only 10 kilometers away 7 million ounces sitting, and this is only a small portion of the whole stuff.
We have only drilled, tested 25% of our property. Yeah. We have 29,000 hectares, and 75% of that it remains unexplored, and we have a number of magnetic anomalies that we should be testing in the future. So that, I think, the long-term production could come from there.
Okay, so that means you don't look for a new project, and you have existing so great potential in your area, so that you don't need to go otherwise.
At this moment, we're very focused.
Brings me to the last question: is shareholder structure and the biggest shareholder.
Our shares are largely institutionally held. 75% of our shareholder base is institutions. Our largest shareholder is BlackRock. Then comes VanEck, the ETFs, and then a list of who is who of the gold funds in Canada, the States, and Europe. Again, with 10 phone calls, I can reach up to 57% of my stockholder base. We have very good relations and keep them very well informed of what we do. And that's why I'm here this time, because now that we are producing stable, I think we can start focusing on that next tier of investors, whether you call it money managers, family offices, and that's the reason why we're meeting today.
Mm-hmm. So diversify your shareholder base, that this brings up also then the share price.
Exactly. And you would be surprised. In the last 2 days, I've talked to about 100 people who had never heard about Torex.
That's I can understand. You're really in production. It looks really great, and you're coming up with really great numbers. But yeah, and we should not forget the resource sector is a really small sector in the whole area of investments.
Absolutely.
This is one
and it
maybe
has shrunk.
And this is still a problem. I think that is too small for the general people. But Europeans are very related to the resource sector.
Yes, they have been investing in mining for many years. They are very knowledgeable, actually.
Yeah, and we have also a relationship to gold.
Exactly.
And I think this is important. Thank you for this first introduction to your company.
Oh, thank you, Joe, for the opportunity.
Was really a great one. Ja, das war eine Vorstellung von Torex Gold. Ganz spannend. Also Mexiko. Hochgradig, Open Pit über 2,7 Gramm, also über 2 Gramm für Open Pit Mine, unglaublich. Underground Mine haben sie auch eine laufen, über 10 Gramm. Aber was vor allem extrem spannend ist natürlich ihr Explorationspotenzial. Sie haben 10 Kilometer von ihrer jetzigen Mine 7 Millionen Unzen bereits gefunden. Das ist allerdings nur ein Viertel von diesem ganzen Gebiet, was sie selber noch gar nicht exploriert haben. Und sie versuchen jetzt mit neuen Technologien auch das in Produktion zu bringen. Sie haben jetzt eine kleine Testproduktionsreihe gestartet, die ist jetzt zusammengebaut worden, auch der CEO ist maßgeblich an deren Entwicklung beteiligt. Und das wird in den nächsten 6 Monaten dann quasi getestet im nächsten Jahr. Und da werden wir dann neue interessante Ergebnisse raus haben. Die All-In-Kosten sind ungefähr bei $700 oder knapp unter $700 für die nächsten Jahre. Sie haben noch 130 Millionen Schulden, von anfänglich 400. Der Cashflow liegt ungefähr, je nachdem Goldpreis ist, so um die 100 bis 120 Millionen. Das heißt, das Ratio zwischen Cashflow und Debt ist extrem gut. Und ja, Torex kennt kaum einer, 400.000 wollen es produzieren im Jahr. Und mit dem Explorationspotenzial, was sie haben, oder Produktionssteigerungspotenzial, ist da noch extrem viel drinnen. Also ich bin echt überrascht, dass wir so eine Company haben. Ich muss mir mal sofort anschauen und bei uns mir auf die Watchlist setzen. Das war's von Torex Gold München 2018 im November. Tschüss und Baba. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe, for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Dankeschön.